Alright, hey, welcome back to Comics Characters Chronology. I'm your host, Rhett, and today we've got an exciting one. This is definitely one of the probably best known stories from Batman's Golden Age, and it is his fifth appearance in Detective Comics number 31. So let's take a look. So with a cover date of September 1939, now this has to be, I think, one of the most iconic covers of Batman and Detective Comics. Certainly there's been many, other covers that have taken their inspiration from this image. And, I mean, really, just look at it. It's quite a magnificent shot. I love the clouds passing in and out of the castle there. It's a great image altogether. The only issue, though, is that the woman the monk is carrying around doesn't really look anything like Julie Madison, who we see in the issue, but oh well. Alright, and that cover is penciled by Bob Kane, and he did the inks as well, and as is typical of this era, we don't know who did the colors. The story, though, is scripted by Gardner Fox, penciled by Bob Kane and Sheldon Moldoff on the backgrounds again, inks from Bob Kane, and letters by Sheldon Moldoff. Now this has been reprinted many different places, but in terms of the more archival formats, we have Batman Archives Volume 1, Batman the Golden Age Omnibus Volume 1, Batman the Golden Age Volume 1, and of course you can always read it on DC Infinite. Alright, Bruce Wayne's fiancée, Julie Madison, has been a victim of hypnosis, and on the recommendation of a doctor that Bruce Wayne believes might also be hypnotized, she decides to take a trip to Europe. Batman decides to follow her, however he is unable to prevent her from being captured by a villain named the Monk. In Europe, Batman manages to track down Julie, however when he goes to rescue her, he is forced into a trap by a giant gorilla. Now he does manage to free himself from this trap, only to find himself stuck with the gorilla again. Once more though, he is able to escape from the gorilla and does manage to save Julie, while swearing that he will get revenge for what has been done. It should be noted here that Batman plays a little bit fast and loose with his fiance's life. First of all, he leaves her on the ship to be captured by the monk. The monk sneaks up and is able to hypnotize Batman somewhat, but as soon as he manages to break free of that hypnosis, he leaps onto his bat gyro and leaves. And again, in the process of rescuing Julie, he causes the car she's being taken away in to crash into a tree. And seems Julie could just as easily have been hurt by that, but again, Batman fast and loose with criminals' lives in these previous issues, and it seems here even his own fiancée is not immune from that. Alright, now this is an issue of firsts. It's the first we learn of a fiancé in Julie Madison, who we will see goes on her way soon enough. It also, I believe, is the first mention of Wayne Manor. I don't remember it specifically being named in previous issues. Now maybe I'm wrong about that, but it jumped off at me, off the page at me at the very least. This is also the introduction of the Bat Gyro, which, I don't think we see a lot of in modern comics, but, the beginning of a bat-themed vehicle, which is neat to see. And most importantly, we see the introduction of the Batarang, one of the things I'm sure we most associate with Batman in terms of his weapons. So, yeah, they make sure to put this to a lot of use in this issue. We see a lot of Batarang throwing and use, so it seems to be one that Gardner Fox and Bob Kane were pretty excited about. And I love that we get a bit of a cliffhanger ending here. You don't see a lot of this kind of spillover from one issue to the next in the Golden Age or Silver Age. It takes a little while before you really build up to these stories that build upon each other. So it's nice to see an issue that has a quasi cliffhanger of sorts at the end. Alright, so that's it. Do make sure, and if you can, go on DC Infinite and read this issue if you haven't. It's definitely one of the early Batman Golden Age issues that's of the more exciting variety, and really worth your time. So take a look at that. Now, next episode, we'll be back with Spider-Man, and we're going to discuss the 5th appearance of Spider-Man, which comes from Amazing Spider-Man #2. So if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be sure and like this video as well. Thanks.